Welcome to Life L'Chaim. Today's show is all about the Jewish Federation of South Palm Beach, Florida. We'll talk with the chair, Ellen Sarnoff, and we'll introduce the new CEO, Matthew Levin, and get their take on Jewish life in South Florida and throughout the United States. We'll be right back after these messages.
With us in studio today is Ellen Sarnoff. Ellen is chair of the board for South Palm Beach Jewish Federation.
Yes, I am.
Welcome to Life L'Chaim, Ellen.
Thank you very much.
Ellen, what's the mission of the Jewish Federation?
Well, let's see. I would say that we try to help Jews everywhere in the world, not just here in our community, but in Israel and all around the world. There are so many needs, and we're the only organization that's here for all of them.
I know recently you had undertaken a search to bring on a CEO. Why did you feel the need for that?
Well, we didn't have anyone leading the company, the Federation. As chair of the board, I did that, but it's not the same as having a professional leader. And so we started a search. We had a search committee. And took a long time, although the moment I met our new CEO, I personally knew this is the person for us. His name is Matt Levin.
And we're going to talk to Matt in a few minutes.
Yes.
Very good.
He was warm, strong, wise, confident, and very knowledgeable. I was very, very impressed.
He's got a lot to live up to.
yes, he does, but I know he's going to do well.
Right. What are some of the challenges that the Federation faces?
Well, we have an aging population, an aging donor base, so it's very important for us to bring in the younger generation, and we're working very hard at that. I think Matt will be a big help with that, because where he comes from, he had a lot of young donors. So we're working on that. That's one issue. We have many issues.
What are some of them?
Well, that's a main one. Another one is that people are leaving or passing away, and so we've lost a lot of that donor base. And I think the message of Federation is not really out there for people to know. They don't know what it is. I'm counting on Matt to get that message out.
Certainly these past few years with the economy the way it's been have been taxing on not only your federation, but federations throughout the nation. Do you feel like we're coming out of the woods, or is it imperative to replace a lot of those resources? No,
I feel as though we're coming out of the woods, but we still need to replace some of those resources and gain some new ones. That's the important thing, because when we're all gone, we need people to follow us. So we have to create a Jewish legacy, which is something very important that we're working on. And we need foundation dollars. So when one of our donors dies or passes away, they leave something to continue.
I know from reviewing the website for the Jewish Federation, there's 3 different avenues in which people can participate in their donorship. One is for your safety net resources, the other one is for Jewish life and learning, and then the third is for Israel and the global family. So is there any one of those that is more in need at this moment in time?
Well, that's no.
No.
But I have personal feelings about that, as everyone does. But I would say that safety net services are of the utmost importance. We have so many elderly, we have so many frail, so many Holocaust survivors. That's just remarkable how many there are. And they count on us.
Right. Especially in this part of the country.
Yeah, it's huge, absolutely huge. There's a luncheon for them. I don't know if I should go into all of that. That is the most spectacular, warm thing I have ever attended in my life.
Right. And then what are some, in terms of the future goals and what you'd like to accomplish?
Well, in what area? For example, as I said, I'd like to bring in younger donors.
Right.
I'd like to have the mission of Federation, of what we do, more clear to the public. I think it's not. Excuse me. You can be more specific. It's okay.
Has there been issues with assimilation in terms of Jews, like what the synagogues face in terms of Jews not participating in Jewish life, that obviously impact the Federation, and how will you look to improve those measures?
Okay, well, there are a huge number of Jews in our catchment area that have nothing to do with Federation or anything Jewish at all. And so my goal is to engage them in some way. I'm not sure just how.
Right.
I'm hoping Matt's going to help me with that. But we need to show them all the great things that the Federation does. They don't know.
Right. How do the federations work together both regionally and nationally?
I think nationally they're very helpful to us. They're excellent. They're a great support system. They brought us Matt.
All right, very good.
And
so there's a national governing board for all federations?
Yes, there is. And so they do a lot of missions that are very important for our donors. We just had one, as a matter of fact, a small mission to Cuba for about 30 people who never had been involved in Federation at all. And they came back really blown away by what we do.
Right.
So that was good.
I know in talking to a number of Jewish philanthropists or other Jewish organizations, one of the things they talk about is, in terms of how to get the youth involved, is birthright and trips to Israel to expose them to Israel. How does the Federation, how are they involved in that?
Well, we give a donation to Birthright, and we encourage people to go on Birthright. It's for 18 to, I think, 28-year-olds. I'm too old for that. I know I would love it,
right.
But they say it's the most spectacular experience of their life and gives them a strong feeling for Israel.
Right. In the time we have left, how can our viewers get in touch with you?
Well, we now have a wonderful website, and that'd be my suggestion to anyone who's interested. It really tells all about everything that we do, whom we help, and how we do it. So go to our website.
And that website is being shown on our screen, and it is?
jewishboca.org.
Very good. Ellen Sarnoff, thank you very much for your time with us today.
It's been my pleasure.
Thank you. Now joining us in studio is Matthew Levin. Matthew, you are CEO of the Jewish Federation of South Palm Beach County. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
We just were speaking with Ellen Sarnoff, and she talked very highly of you. Can you meet her expectations?
I'm going to certainly try. I'm going to be like the home run king, taking a big swing at the fences. Look, I think the challenges facing this federation are enormous. There's demographic challenges, there's financial challenges, but the mission of Federation today, I would make the case, is more important than ever before. And they're going to need the kind of leadership that I hope I can provide in the coming years.
And the challenges that you face in South Palm Beach are similar or different in the big picture to what federations face across the country?
I think South Palm Beach County faces unique challenges. I think that the demographics of South Palm Beach County, I mean, our donor base has an average age of 74 years old. And even if that's a few years old, I would make the case it's probably even higher. So one is a demographic challenge. But the second piece is the post-economic, post-Madoff environment that we live in. I think philanthropists and donors are going to be more picky. They're going to be more specific about how they want to spend their resources and spend their dollars, and ultimately need to have confidence in the faith in the institutions that they're giving to provide the kind of resources to the community necessary. And ultimately, that's the goal here. The goal here is to create a new paradigm by which the South Palm Beach County Jewish community feels comfortable, feels empowered, feels energetic about building institutions that will last not just for the next 2 years, 5 years, but for the next decade or more. And that's going to require both hard work, strategic vision and planning, and ultimately the will and energy that people like Ellen Sarnoff can give as leadership.
Talk a little bit more. You raised the point of what Bernie Madoff did to fundraising in South Florida, and his impact was across the United States, but certainly it was very hard hit in South Florida. Talk to that legacy, that unfortunate legacy that he left.
I think it's as I just stated. Bernie Madoff created an environment, and I think this will go on now. The damage will go on for several decades, where people who amassed significant fortunes for the purpose of philanthropy, for the purpose of doing great for fellow men, to put it in the most lofty terms, as well as developing a foundation and developing a family fortune to take care of their loved ones. They've lost that faith. They've lost that faith in the notion of investments. They've lost that faith in people who are handling their money, and to a certain extent, it exposed the notion that Jewish organizations and nonprofit agencies, secular and Jewish alike, have to be more dedicated to making sure that we're spending our resources wisely, and ultimately spending the resources on the things that matter. And I think that people are now paying attention when they give a gift, whether it be a legacy gift or whether it be an annual gift, how that money is being spent. And I think that it means that organizations like the Jewish Federation of South Palm Beach County have to be able to explain and understate and underline the importance of our mission and of the agencies that we're supporting. And I think we have to be able to hold our head up proud and say the dollars that we raise are critical dollars taking care of Jews, domestic and overseas.
So how do you earn the confidence of that prospective donor?
You have to have both transparency, you have to have leadership, you have to have a mission statement, you have to be able to explain fully to the potential investor, in this case the potential philanthropist, why they should be investing in your mission. And if you're not confident and you don't have the answers in advance as to why that dollar needs to be spent on this particular agency, you're going to fail. And I think that our mission, the missions of the Jewish Federations of North America, and specifically the Jewish Federations of South Palm Beach County, our mission is clear. Today in South Palm Beach County, people are hurting. People aren't able to make their rents, their mortgages. People need the help of organizations like Jewish Family Service or JARC. People want to be able to send their kids to Jewish day schools like at Donna Klein. They want to have a JCC and be able to have camp and be able to have an infrastructure. I think the Jewish diaspora, I think the Jewish community in America is crying out to continue to have Jewish continuity the way I was raised for several decades. That a Jewish community that's strong and vibrant. But in order to do that, we have to be able to sell our product, and ultimately our product is creating a social service safety net for Jews here and everywhere. And that is going to take a certain amount of hard work to kind of get back to a place where people feel comfortable with giving again.
What kind of impact has the economy had over these past few years on the resources of the Jewish Federation?
It's hurt. It's hurt. I mean, this federation has declined in our annual campaign over the last few years, in large part because of the economy and ultimately the Bernie Madoffs of the world. It wasn't our federation was less affected by the Bernie Madoffs of the world, but there was other just lack of confidence in the economy and lack of confidence in investing, and ultimately, so I think that's going to be a big challenge, getting us back to a place where we can continue to grow again. I think we are in a growth mode, though. I have to say, I'm optimistic about what the future holds. I believe that this community has deep resources. I think untapped resources. I think this South Palm Beach County, the Jewish Federation of South Palm Beach County, could be one of the great federations in the country, and our goal is to be one of the great federations in the country, providing the largest possible safety net for those in need and for those who want to continue the Jewish experience. And I think our role as a uniter in the community is to lead in that particular struggle.
In South Florida, how do the federations work together, or how do they compete?
There's no competition within the federated community. I mean, we're fortunate that in South Florida you have 4 Jewish federations: Miami, Broward, the Jewish Federation of South Palm Beach County, and the Jewish Federation of Palm Beach. And we have great colleagues, great partnerships. And I know that that in my new role as the CEO of South Palm Beach County, I'm looking for ways to build bridges and platforms that the federations can actually work on joint endeavors together. And I think that we're going to be a better community if we look at each other as partners, not as competition. And we have a very distinct geographic area that we're looking to raise those dollars and service our particular part of the Jewish community. So when we hit the border of one federation or we hit the border of the other federation to the south, we're not looking to compete with them. We're not looking to. Our competition at the end of the day is going to come from different segments of the community. I mean, if you think about South Palm Beach County, it's a community that is everybody is looking to raise dollars in. Universities, hospitals, lots of Jewish organizations, lots of secular organizations, and our goal is to be able to get our message and our voice out there, because ultimately, as the central address for Jewish life, we need to be better than everybody else, and we need to make our case in a more strong and more productive way so that we can provide the kind of resources necessary for the tens of thousands of Jews who use our services every year.
Okay. When we come back, we're going to take a break here, but when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about the needs of our community and get into a little bit about how your background is very interesting. So we'll talk about that.
Happy to do it.
Okay. We'll be right back. We're back with Matthew Levin, Matt, CEO of the Federation of South Palm Beach County. Talk about some of the real needs of our Jewish community.
Yeah, look, I think we have, the way our campaign is programmed, we have 3 pieces, which are the safety net services, a Jewish life and learning, and our Israel and global family. Those 3 pockets, safety net services are providing meals, providing infrastructure for families in need, individuals in need. Jewish life and learning is creating a sense of Jewish education and Jewish knowledge so that our community can be sustained over the next couple decades. That one of the problems that we clearly face is the notion of assimilation. And I think the role of the Federation is to continue to provide the infrastructure for the Jewish community to educate our community and our younger community especially about the importance of a thriving, energetic, successful Jewish community. And then the final piece is our Israel and overseas. I mean, the fact is, Jews of North America, Jews of South Palm Beach County, have an opportunity to help Israel and Jews in need overseas in ways that no other Jewish community in the world actually can do, other than the Jews in Israel. And we have to take that need seriously. And as somebody who spent the last 2 decades working on helping Israel be safe and secure, I think the notion of Israel and overseas allocations and our Israel and overseas needs is something that we have to continue to be a priority for the Jewish Federations of North America.
Certainly our synagogues are facing the challenges of assimilation, both in terms of their membership and in raising dollars to be able to function. What are some of the strategies and tactics that you plan on using to capture those people who may be moving away from the religion? Lee,
it's an interesting problem. I think the problems that the synagogues face are different than the problems that the Federation faces. I think in the Federation's case, getting people to take an interest in creating a Jewish experience in our community, and it's a Jewish community. It's a Jewish experience. It's not necessarily based on the religion side of it, although that's one piece of it. Clearly, religion. If you were going to ask me, what a philanthropist should do in a community, they should support their synagogue, they should support their federation, and they should support their Jewish political involvement, as both involved in my former employer at AIPAC and political giving. And there, that gives your kind of well-rounded. And then obviously there's wonderful organizations out there that they should also be supporting, including day schools and national organizations and anti-Semitism organizations. I mean, there's a million places for them to have a great effect. But we start with the notion that synagogues have to be able to create that dynamic of the religious center in anybody's life. And ultimately rabbis, executive directors of synagogues, congregations have to take their role seriously, that they need to create in their world and in their market that sense of connection to Judaism. It's Federation's responsibility to ultimately create the sense of connection to Jewish community and the notion of tzedakah and our ability to help others. And that message of being the uniter is ultimately my big goal, is find ways to create a community that has discussions with civility, that has, when we disagree without dislike, a community that's able to prioritize, a federation that's able to prioritize the needs of the community and ultimately help the agencies be as successful as possible to help their individual constituencies. And that's going to take real strategy, real vision on the part of our board of directors and the leadership of the community, including rabbis, to make that a real happenstance.
Is there a goal of the Federation to move beyond the Jewish community?
Well, no. I mean, our goal is to help the Jewish community and beyond in ways that we can. When you look at overseas disasters, the tsunami, the earthquake in Haiti, any of those watershed moments, global crisis, it's a Jewish community that's there picking it up. I mean, the Joint Distribution Committee is there providing food and water in places like Haiti and in Turkey and in China when there's been these massive earthquakes, loss of life. As you know, it was an Israeli team of doctors that were first on the ground in Haiti when the earthquake happened in Haiti, and then ultimately the Jewish community, led by the Jewish Federations of North America, the Joint, all provided resources, both monetary resources as well as foodstuffs, to get into those places to help community. So our goal is to stay, obviously our focus is on the Jewish community, but where we can and where we have great ability to help is in those places where the more secular community is willing to be partners with us on helping solve problems. Right. And ultimately, I think what Judaism teaches us is to be a lamp unto the community, unto the world, and a light unto the world. And our ability to be a light unto the world, meaning that we have to be able to not focus just on ourselves, focus on building a greater community that we all have to live in and prosper in. And I take that mission very seriously.
There are many organizations that function underneath the umbrella of the Jewish Federation. How do you work with, say, some of those organizations that may tend to be a little bit more political? And does the Federation take a political position?
Our goal is not to take a political. I mean, the Federation is, as I think I said just a few minutes ago, our goal is to be a uniter. I mean, our goal is to not get buffeted around by the winds of politics of right and left. As you know, South Palm Beach County has been ground zero now since the disputed election of 2000 for many disputed elections. One is the disputed election of 2000, and then you've had congressional races, and you have right versus left issues versus on Israel issues, those who related to settlements, and those people who want to see settlements come up. The Jewish Federation has to stay out of those issues. Our goal is to be as benign a force as possible. I'm okay with us being boring as long as we're being a uniting force in this community. Our goal is truly to be the address for Jewish communal involvement and Jewish philanthropic involvement to help build institutions here and overseas. We won't be successful doing that if we're taking a political stand. There are times that our individual agencies, like the JCRC, will have to get involved in community issues, and we might take a stand. But ultimately, most of those issues that we will get involved in, that we will advocate for, are still going to be issues that are consensus issues for the Jewish community.
Our time went by very quickly today, and we appreciate you coming with us and hope to have you back in the near future.
Thanks, Lee. I appreciate it.
Matthew Levin, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
That's it for this edition. For more information on our show, please visit us on the web at tolifelchaim.com. I'm Lee Lazerson. Thank you very much for joining us, and to life, l'chaim.